Hey guys, welcome to Pet Rambles. I'm Pet and today I'm going to ramble about We3 by Grant Morrison and Frank Quietly. Uh, I recently found out about this actually more than 1 year ago, even though this is a comic book that came out in 2000 something. It was on my list. I actually got it on my Kobo to see how it is to read comic books on a color e-reader, but I was walking in Carturești last year, I believe in December 2025, and I saw this. It's a newly released edition, DC Compact Comics. I've seen that they've started to release comic books in this format, and I'm not yet sure what to say about it. In this particular case is what's fine because it wasn't that expensive, 12 euros maybe. That's $13 or something like that. Even that, I mean, Cartouche is pretty expensive. This is supposed to be like $10 according to the back of the thingy. But yeah, in this particular case, it was fine because it's a short 3 issues comic book. I've seen Forever Why The Last Man, for example, which I have another edition, and I don't think that would fit that well because I do enjoy things to be a little bit more bigger, to see artwork and so on. One thing to note is that the paper is matte, it's not glossy, which is a very good thing. I absolutely hate glossy paper, and I will make a video about that some other time. But anyway, this thing came out, I found it, I bought it, and I've read it in about 30 to 45 minutes. And as you can see from somewhere around here, I give it a 3 stars. Then I kind of like thought about it some more, and then maybe it's a bit 4, but then I was like, I'm going to stick with my original rating. 3 stars is not a bad thing if we are to talk about it. I'm trying to use the full range of things. It's just that for me it was a 3 star, and it wasn't like totally the book's fault, and I will tell you why. But what is this comic book about? Well, it has those 3 animals, a rabbit, a cat, and a dog, who have been kidnapped by the military, and they've been engineered to be these kind of weapons, and they also have a little bit of an ability to speak. They do some kind of an assassination, and then the general comes in and he's like, decommission the unit. But the doctor who has done this, she doesn't want to do it, so she sets the animals free with the idea that she will in turn be killed by them, but they don't do it anyway. And that's how it starts. And it's basically a chase where the military is going after them. Stuff happens, and then things end. And I'm not going to spoil this story because I do think, as I said, I do think it's interesting, and maybe you should give it a try. But what are the things that I've learned from it, which is why it might affect the low rating? I did spend about in the middle of the book a little bit confused. But like, especially when they are talking, the animals are talking, because they are talking differently, not like a human, of course. I was like, what's going on? What's there? And I was like, move back, read a little bit again, some more, and then I read some more, like the story goes, and then it stops. I was like, is this it? The thing is that I'm not used to reading this type of short stories. I was just getting warmed up to read about, to get more immersed into the story, and then the story ends. I was like confused. Is this the whole thing? Is this like compact edition? Does it have the whole pages, or is some kind of a bridge thingy? I started to look online, so I wasn't really analyzing what I've just read. I was starting to look online if what I was read was like the whole thing. And like it was like a 3 issue comic book that came out, and it's just, the arc is much faster. But still, after I found out about this, like, I still spend the mid of it a little bit confused, to a point where, to be fair, I can just reread this again because it's like 30 minutes of thing, and it does have like an impact. I'm a pet owner. I have animals. You've seen in some of my videos, and it does make you think, like, what would be like if if the military is kidnapping your pet and they make them to be some kind of weapons. Like, it is a little bit of a sad story, or a okayish story. Not okayish in that sense, but it's a redeeming story, or not redeeming. Like, it does have maybe a positive twist a little bit, again, but it does make you think a little bit also. So I am a little bit conflicted about it. The reason why maybe I'm a little bit apologetic why I gave it 3 stars and I kind of like tend to focus on it a little bit is that when I looked what to read 1 year and something ago, and I found this, like people were like 5 stars out of 5, heartbreaking, best comic ever. It seems to be like with a lot of things, you know, people say it's best thing ever, oh my god, and then you read it and I was like, is it really? I don't know. And then other people who read that is the best thing ever, they read it, then they kind of don't feel that, oh, of course it's the best, everybody's saying, and then they have to say it's the best thing. And it's kind of like an infinite loop of people saying about something that's the best thing ever, because you can't be different. But if I'm different like I am right now, be giving 3 stars out of 5, I'm a hater or something, I don't know. I don't care. But anyway, this was my experience with We3. I don't want to spoil it. I think you should read it. It does have good insights. Artwork is decent, but I would put maybe a couple of overhead shots. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. See you soon. Goodbye.